Elon Musk and Google just had some pretty cool updates and things to say about the AI market that I believe can be bullish for companies like Nvidia and Broadcom and other type of AI players. So in today's episode, I want to kind of take a closer look at what's happening in the AI space and why I'm still very much bullish in the AI market. So let's take a closer look in today's episode.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
All right, so the first thing we're going to jump into is Elon Musk. And this is the kind of news that we're going to go with that I believe is super bullish for Nvidia here specifically. Is Musk says he will buy GPUs from Nvidia and AMD for XAI. So obviously very bullish for companies like AMD as well. But as we're going to see in this kind of report that Elon Musk on the tweet mentioned that Colossus 2 will be the first gigawatt AI training supercluster. So Colossus 2, for those that are not familiar, XAI, Elon Musk AI company, has one of the largest AI training cluster right now with about 200,000 GPUs. Now Colossus 2, which is going to be a completely independent to the Colossus 1, is going to be the first gigawatt AI training cluster. And to kind of power some of these solutions, these kind of data centers fluctuate the power a lot due to demand. So to kind of keep that power consistent, they do use Tesla's Megapack. So this is actually something that could be seen as bullish for Tesla investors in forms of the energy revenue that not only XAI is going to be doing this, I'm pretty sure other type of AI companies to kind of create a stability with their overall power infrastructure are going to need solutions like the Megapacks. Now, before we go any further, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button, make sure to check out my pinned description for a lot of ways that you can support the channel with products that I use. But first, let's jump into here with this kind of gigawatt training. All right, so now I'm going to jump in here to FinChat.io, my favorite platform using AI to kind of get a lot of research and information about a company. And here, I'm going to look at NVIDIA's most recent GTC Q&A session at financial Q&A session. And my question is, every gigawatt is about how much revenue for NVIDIA? And if you want to get more here from FinChat.io, make sure to check out my special offer at FinChat.io/Jose for 15% off. So here we can see that every gigawatt is about, according to the transcript, every gigawatt is about 40 to 50 billions of dollars to Nvidia. And it is important to remember that some of these data centers take multiple years to be built. Colossus 1 was built actually pretty quickly, so we don't know exactly how it would go with XAI. But Nvidia has said a gigawatt of AI trainings of soup data center is about 40 to 50 billion. So that's one company. Now imagine all these other companies building gigawatts of solutions. That is obviously very bullish for Nvidia market. So Elon mentions that they will continue to buy Nvidia GPUs as long as Nvidia continues to build better chips than they can. And right now that is the case. XAI, this 1 gigawatt is expected to be about 1 million GPU facility outside of Memphis. Now, Elon kind of talked a little bit about what are some of the restrictions or constraints in the AI market, and I do believe investors should know about this. Musk says that he sees chips as the main factor limiting AI developments today, but predict that that will change to electrical equipments, kind of like step-down transformers. Soon, there will be a fundamental electricity generation shortage for AI companies, and this is by as early as mid-2026. He also mentions that, unfortunately, if you are obviously pro-US, you're not going to want to hear that right now China is investing dramatically in power generation. And that is one of the things that they are leading in the US dramatically, which can obviously help them kind of evolve the AI space a little bit faster. But he does mention that the US still has an advantage in breakthrough innovation. So overall, pretty excited though for this kind of announcement. We did know about Colossus 2, but Elon Musk just continues to give us that bullish sentiment for Nvidia GPUs. Now, kind of starting in here with kind of another gigawatt plan. A few days ago, we did see that French National Investment Bank and UAE investment fund MGX have kind of agreed to a joint venture of building the largest AI campus in France and in Europe. Europe's actually largest AI campus will be built in France, and the campus is set to ultimately reach a capacity of 1.4 gigawatts of power, and construction is expected to begin in the second half of 2026 with operations launching by 2028. Now, the reason I want to bring up is this construction isn't going to happen until the second half of 2026, but at least for an Nvidia investor, you can kind of see that the demand for AI chip solutions are there even for the upcoming years, right? So this is where you're kind of seeing kind of all different types of AI solutions and AI data centers being built globally at different time frame, and that can help continue to see a nice revenue growth for Nvidia. Now, kind of the next topic I want to talk about is Google. Google just had their I/O event, and let me just say I thought it was insane. First thing is Google did release a new version of their AI models. Previously, you had kind of like the $20 a month version, but they are following very suit to OpenAI and now released a $250 a month version. I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually signed up for this one already as well. I do have both of the 200 models right now. I'm most likely gonna pick one in a bit in a few months and only stick with one. But I am seeing that Google is actually moving in the right directions. Now, for that reason, I actually think Google stock is pretty attractive. This is one of the few Max 7s I really wouldn't mind buying right now, and really kind of heavy buying and increasing my position dramatically. I think Google anywhere below 160s is pretty amazing. In the 160s, I still believe is pretty strong. But in this Google I/O, it is about a 2-hour show. I am gonna say Google blew my mind with what they're doing with AI. And they talked about kind of just how the AI market is being adopted. They mentioned that last year they were processing about 9.7 trillion tokens a month. Now they are processing over 480 trillion. That's 50 times more. So you are seeing more consumers adopting to AI. And obviously, AI is becoming smarter and it uses more tokens as well. The other thing is they mentioned over 70 million developers are building with Gemini, 5 times more than this time last year. And Gemini usage on Vertex AI is up to 40 times. The Gemini app now has over 40 million monthly active users. So obviously, Google develops their own AI chips with the likes of Broadcom. So if they are seeing kind of this growth, and a lot of the internals of Gemini is actually done in the TPUs, which is thanks to Broadcom. So this huge innovation here can definitely be seen as a very bullish case for Broadcom. Now, I do want to say I owe you guys a video on Broadcom that should be coming out in the next the next day. I believe my next video is going to be the Broadcom video. I just wanted to collect a little bit more information to do this, and this is kind of what Nvidia's new solution means for Broadcom investors, and should Broadcom investors be worried. But right now we are seeing that Google is doing amazing with the development of AI and the adoption of AI. The reason I also believe this is bullish for Nvidia is, well, Gemini and a lot of the kind of internal AI solutions that Google is working with don't really depend too much on Nvidia's solution. If you are a developer, you do have the choice of using NVIDIA GPUs, and I do believe most of those developers will choose NVIDIA GPUs to continue to outsource some of those Gemini products and Gemini apps. So the adoption of AI, in theory, is overall bullish for NVIDIA, especially as the overall developer ecosystem is pretty strong on the NVIDIA platform. So on the internal side, definitely very bullish for Broadcom. On the external side, which is, in my opinion, going to be even a bigger opportunity, it is going to be a good market for Nvidia there. Now, the final thing I want to take a closer look at is Malaysia becomes the first nation outside of China to deploy Huawei's Ascend chips, potentially violating U.S. export controls. For those that are not familiar, Huawei is the company that is in China that is developing some form of AI chips. And when the old AI diffusion rule was kind of removed on May 13th of 2025, there were some kind of announcements or guidance that the United States gave with this change. When they kind of removed the AI diffusion rule, they also issued guidance alerting industries to the risk of using China's advanced computing internal circuits, including specific Huawei Ascend chips. So, if Malaysia is using some of the chips, I wonder what the US is going to do about it, and what if there's even going to be anything to do about it, because we did see guidance alerting against the use of some other types of chips coming out of China. So something to keep a close mind on, and something to definitely watch. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was a pretty great breakdown on Google, on the overall AI space. I want to say, if you did not watch Google I/O, there should be some form of supercut. There was a lot of great announcements. Google announced a new form of video and imaging large language model. They announced some form of AR, VR glasses as well. They actually a lot of glasses, AR glasses, VR glasses, a lot of ways that AI is being used by the consumers, and a lot of new ways that they're going to be releasing in the future. And it completely shocked me. Now, this is the type of innovation that I personally need to continue to see for me to be bullish in the AI space. I feel like every other month I keep getting new announcements of new AI solutions, and I say, wow, that is insane that we are in that stage. And as long as I keep saying, wow, that is insane, or that is super cool, and I'm willing to pay these crazy prices for some of these subscriptions, I believe that the AI market is still very strong in very early innings. Eventually, I don't know when, there's going to be a time where things are going to start to plateau. When that plateau happens is when I'm going to start to look outside of the AI market. But for right now, I see this as very early innings. So I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.